Introduction to U.S. Economy, Personal Income. Updated December 29, 2022. What is income? Income is a measure of resources accruing to an individual over a period of time. In general, individuals receive income from their labor, assets, and government transfers. In its broadest terms, income is a measure of the maximum amount of goods and services an individual can consume in a given period without diminishing their net worth, the difference between their assets and liabilities, at the end of the period. Income is measured over a period of time. In contrast, net worth is measured at a given point in time. Measures of income. There are two prominent sources of data on personal income in the United States: the Bureau of Economic Analysis, BEA, and the Census Bureau. Although both agencies attempt to measure personal income, their definitions of income and how they collect data differ significantly. The BEA has a broader measure of income that includes both money income, for example, wages and salary, and non-money income, for example, employer-sponsored healthcare, housing, and meals. BEA data are generally reported at the aggregate level, for example, economy-wide, states, regions, but also offer limited information at the individual level. Additionally, BEA collects income figures from both federal agency administrative data and surveys. BEA also provides income data both before and after tax remittances. In contrast, the Census Bureau's measure of income includes only money income. The census collects income data through surveys at the household level but also reports the data at the individual and family level because of the recognition that individuals within a household or family generally share resources and make economic decisions together. A household generally includes all individuals that live at the same address, while a family includes all individuals living at the same address who are related to each other by birth, marriage, or adoption. The census also provides data on the distribution of income and poverty levels. Additionally, income measures from the census generally reflect pretax income. Sources of income. Income is derived from a wide array of sources, including salaries and wages, business income, rental income, investment income, interest, dividends, etc., and government transfers from a number of programs. Different definitions include different sources of income. Table 1 breaks income down into categories according to the BEA definition. In general, the largest share of personal income is employee compensation, 59% of total income in 2021, as shown in Table 1, comprised of wages and salary, 46%, and supplements to wages and salaries, that is, employer-paid benefits, 11%. Business, rental, and investment income collectively accounts for about 26% of total income. Transfers from the government, in the form of both money income and in-kind benefits, accounted for about 22% of total income in 2021. Earnings, a subset of income, are often reported alongside income measures. Earnings generally include only income derived from labor. The BEA's measure of earnings includes wages and salaries, supplements to wages and salaries, and business income, while the census includes only wages and salaries, self-employment income, and business income as earnings. Measuring income over time. Incomes have grown significantly over time in the United States, although the rate of growth varies depending on measurement used. According to the BEA, real, that is, inflation-adjusted, average individual income grew from $8,705 to $64,100 from 1929 to 2021, which equates to about 2.2% per year growth on average, as shown in Figure 1. According to census data, real median family income has grown from about $33,513 in 1953, the earliest data available in this dataset, to about $88,590 in 2021, an increase of about 1.4% per year on average. BEA increases in individual income in this period would be from $14,814 to $64,100, or about 2.2% a year. Differences in income growth between census and BEA figures are due to differences in the unit of analysis, that is, households can have multiple income earning individuals, the alternative income definitions used, and differences between average and median value at the midpoint of a distribution calculations. The rate of income growth has also varied across different time periods. As shown in Figure 1, median family income grew quite rapidly between 1953 and 1969, an average growth rate of about 3.1% per year. However, between 1970 and 2021, median family income growth has been about 1% per year on average. Median family income growth has accelerated since 2012, growing by about 2.3% per year on average. However, this recent uptick might be caused by changes implemented to the survey and data collection challenges during the pandemic. Determinants of income growth. Economic growth, as measured by gross domestic product, GDP, generally results in the growth of aggregate income. In the short term, economic growth, and therefore income growth, depends largely on the level of aggregate demand in the economy. As individuals demand more goods and services within the economy over the course of an expansion, overall output and incomes tend to rise. In the long term, economic growth depends largely on growth in the economy's productive capacity. In general, increases in the economy's productive capacity lead to an increase in aggregate incomes over time. For more detail on the connection between economic growth and incomes, see CRS and Focus IF 10408, Introduction to U.S. Economy, GDP and Economic Growth. Personal income and the business cycle. Personal income typically falls during recessions as unemployment increases. Notably, this did not occur in the most recent recession in 2020, despite large decreases in aggregate demand and GDP. This was largely the result of policies enacted in response to the pandemic, such as enhanced unemployment benefits and economic impact payments. Income distribution. Aggregate growth in income is not necessarily shared equally. The census collects data on the distribution of income by quintile and for the top 5%. As shown in Table 2, 52.7% of income in 2021 went to households in the top quintile, top 20%, and 2.9% of income went to households in the bottom quintile, bottom 20%. The top 5% of households received 23.5% of aggregate income. The share of income going to the highest quintile of households has been steadily rising since the census began collecting this data in 1967. The share of income going to the highest quintile rose by 9.1 percentage points, up from about 43.6% in 1967 to 52.7% in 2021. The share of income going to the rest of the income distribution decreased over the same period. Note: this in focus was originally authored by Jeffrey Stupak, former CRS analyst in macroeconomic policy. Lida R. Weinstock, analyst macroeconomic policy.